Shall we begin? Let's begin now.
Welcome to the first episode of M.M.J.J, and I'm calling it this because it's Morning Musume with Jeremy and Jacob. So we're going to be going through the history of Morning Musume from the very beginning all the way to whatever the most recent single is. So we started with Morning Coffee! Hey! This is the first generation, and it consists of Nakazawa Yuko, Ishiguro, Abe, Ida, and Fukuda. And that is the first generation of Morning Musume. And what's interesting about it is that the producer of Morning Musume, his name is Sunku, he asked these 5 girls to make a single, which is called I No Tane, which is the coupling to Morning Coffee. And he asked them to go out and make this single and promote it around Japan and sell 50,000 copies. Well, they sold that and like way more, so then he made them into Morning Musume. The girl that was the lead, she was last minute replaced to be the lead because the much taller one with the really straight black hair, she was originally supposed to be the lead vocalist of that song, but they switched it to the shorter girl with the hair that like went around and she was in the shot for most of the video. That's on it. I think Fukuda and Ishiguro were kind of random. They didn't last very long in the group. It was so funny because there's the part where it goes, I love you forever, and he goes, I can speak Japanese! Oh, I understand the Japanese!
I thought I spontaneously understood Japanese for a second. But I didn't. It was just me. I don't, in fact, understand Japanese. I thought it was a cute song. Since I have seen, like, recent Morning Musume stuff, I also was really off-put when the video started at how not Morning Musume this was to me. Like, I associate the Morning Musume girls with, like, the high energy and the, you know, the more electronic sound, and at the very least just that and you know, the fast dance and like the dancing and the really cool costumes, because I love costumes in the office. That's like one of my favorite things ever. So I associate with that the hair and the costumes and like the style, and it's all like glitzy and glamorous, and then these girls come in and they're like, it's the 90s and we're in slightly baggy clothes and monotone colors with no makeup. I felt like not all of them were on the same level vocally, so there was a couple voices I could pick out that were a little bit like, it was very 90s.
To what, and you were saying that you picked out a few voices that seemed off from each other, is the ages are totally totally different. Yuko was 24 at the time and the youngest member was 13.
Oh, it's a 13-year-old. If I was 24 years old, and I'm in a music group with some 13-year-old, I'd just be like, what is this? I'm 24, you're 13. I've been doing this for years. You just graduated from something. If you're just kind of new in the business at 24, and this girl's also new in the business, I think maybe you get like an older sister protective feeling for her. But I think like if you're 24 and you've been doing this for a while, like you've been trying to get your break, you're like, I've been doing this since I was 16, 19,
and you've been doing it for a while.
Exactly, and I finally got my big break, and then this 13-year-old comes in and is like, I just auditioned and got in the group, and everybody loves me. Yay!
That's kind of like the new members, though, is that there are a few of them that are 13 and 14 years old, and Risa and Reina and Sayumi are all in their 20s.
I'm just saying. So the one last thing I will say is that was the most fantastically 90s music video I have ever seen in my life. They're singing about they're shy and embarrassed and excited about having morning coffee with the boy of their dreams. They're alternating, you know, standing like this, just kind of gazing at the camera. Like they're almost stroking each other's cheeks. Vaguely like a perfume ad, you know? And then, you know, there's the moments of like the really cool like traveling sequences, and then all of a sudden they're like having a sleepover all in white. It had nothing to do with getting coffee in the morning. You could maybe argue like the nighttime scenes were like she just got asked and she's embarrassed and she's nervous and oh gosh, I just go to coffee in the morning, what am I gonna do?
And maybe the sleepover
and then that was like, girls, I gotta talk about it, I got asked to coffee, and then it's the morning like, oh god, I have to go to morning coffee, but I'm so embarrassed and I'm just gonna sit here all in white and pose seductively with my bestest girlfriend.
If you were in Morning Musume and you were the oldest member, would you be comfortable with a 13-year-old in the group with you? Obviously, we know his answer. I'm indifferent. So thanks for watching. Hit! Keep the big love. Hit!